Aloha, everybody. It's your homeless friend Kai again, and I am here to solve the world's energy crisis. I have an invention that's powered off recycled water. It doesn't require any electricity. Can power a generator, an automobile, a scooter, a lawnmower, a quadcopter, whatever you need powered. We can do it with this device. Now, it takes two scuba tanks, a CO2 canister off an airsoft gun, a grinder, some welding setups to build the injector system. Basically, here's what it is. You fill the one scuba tank with water. You connect the scuba tanks with a steel tube, and you have a charging tank connected to the steel tube that will pressurize with pressurized gas, pressurize the water to 3,000 pounds per square inch, which is on average what scuba tanks are charged to. They're rated for 4,500 pounds, but they only charge them about 3,000 psi. So you charge them with compressed gas, and then you run the water at 3,000 psi. We're talking immense pressures through a turbine and back into the other tank. Now, the other tank has a bleed-off valve, or actually both tanks have bleed-off valves. The tanks run back and forth. So the water stays in the system. The gas forces the water out of one tank into another. You have a bleed-off valve that allows the water to move from one tank to the other without creating pressure while it's moving into the other tank. And most importantly, you have high pressure water jetting through this turbine, powering a generator, powering an automobile, powering a quadcopter, whatever, generating all the power you need. Whether it's mechanical or electrical, you're generating all the power you need at any point in time that you need it. Now, the most important thing is the way this device is powered. Like, you could power it up with an air compressor at any point in time to 3,000 psi, and that would work. But powering it up with an air compressor takes a lot of energy. Now, this device works off compressed gas, and the wonderful thing about compressed gas is it can be taken from all kinds of chemical sources. Let's say you power this device off of blank gun shells. 22 cartridges that would normally power a nail gun. You're firing off into the the airsoft gun cartridge that pressurizes the tank when you need it. Burning of the fuel creates large amounts of expanding gas, creates large amounts of pressure, and you can power this. And not just blank gun shells. The airbags on a car work off these little tiny pill-looking pellets that you run electrical current through them, they ignite, and they expand to large volumes of gas so quickly that the airbag fully inflates before your head hits it in an accident. So you wouldn't even notice a switch between tanks if you were to ignite one of these little tablets. And the wonderful thing about them is they're less than $1 a piece for the actual tablets. Now, the regular person can't buy them because, well, they're an explosive. But the airbag manufacturers can buy them extremely cheap, and the expensive part is putting them in the airbag and using them, the technology to make that happen. But we can pressurize these tanks almost instantaneously to like 3,000 psi. You can use dry ice. Let's say you want to charge this tank up. You open up a door in the side. You drop in a hunk of dry ice. You close the door. You latch it shut with this really strong latch, and the dry ice hits the water, expands to unbelievable amounts of gas and gas pressure, creating immense pressure to push the water. This is very important. The water through the turbine, because water doesn't compress. So when you have high pressure water, you're getting real force. Now, there is this slight bleed off that when you reach a certain point, like you start losing power because the gas expands to a certain point, but it's not going to be that dramatic of an effect when you're pushing water through it. When you get to the gas point, when gas starts escaping into the other tank, then power drops off dramatically. But it doesn't drop off when you're pushing a, let's say, water, hydraulic fluid, whatever fluid, uncompressible fluid. So the power doesn't drop off until the gas starts escaping. So you've got immense pressure, immense power pushing this turbine and powering whatever you need to power. Off a couple scuba tanks and like a CO2 cartridge off of a paintball gun or an airsoft gun. A little turbine. Yeah, so it's kind of complicated and kind of technical, and I really want to build a prototype. I do. But again, I'm your homeless friend Kai, and I don't have any money. I don't have a laboratory. I don't have the ability to test something like this. But the device like this could solve all the world's energy problems, because a single gasoline explosion creates so much pressure, it propels an automobile forward. If you could take that explosion and put it into a sealed bottle that continuously pushed a non-compressible fluid through a turbine, you could gain so much more efficiency off of it and produce so much more energy. Oh, I want to build. I would so like to build one of these. I would. And Craigslist had a couple of scuba tanks on it for $220 the other day. I could have picked them up. They're gone now. And these things come up for sale on Craigslist quite a bit out here in Hawaii, because we're on the ocean. So legitimately, I could probably build this universal power source, power plant, for less than $1,000. A couple of scuba tanks for $200, some stainless steel, high pressure tubing. I'd have to okay, so I might have to hire a welder, which would probably be a little more expensive, because barely learning to weld with car batteries, and I'm not a very good welder. So, but I'll tell you what, I am going to start I can't tell where to. Oh, I'm looking at you. Okay, I'm going to start a GoFundMe page specifically for this build, and I'm going to put a link in the description. And you wonderful person that you are, you're going to donate $5 to help me get this project off the ground, so that I can solve the world's energy problems. And I'm just looking to provide a proof of concept. I don't want any glory or fame or monetary compensation for it. I want to give this device to anyone and everyone who can possibly build it, or who has the funds to pay somebody else to build it. I'm not going to maintain a patent or even bother putting it out there as open source. I'll make designs and blueprints and videos and show you how to do it. Excuse me. But I don't want to maintain ownership of this. I believe that inventions like this should be for the benefit of all mankind. So invest in me. You're investing in your future. You're investing in unlimited energy for extremely cheap prices. Like, let's say it takes 5 22 blank shells that you would use in a nail gun to fully charge the compression in the cylinder. They're like a penny a piece. So imagine you could power your own personal quadcopter for an hour off of 5 22 blank shells or one little pellet out of an airbag. This is the really cool part, is you can take apart your airbags. They contain 5 pellets per airbag. It's kind of an expensive way to do it because the airbags are really expensive, but you can get those pellets out of the airbag. I think I might have 3 left around here out of a build I did a while back. Yeah, just being able to contain that pressure and move it from one cylinder to the other, pressurizing water or hydraulic fluid or any incompressible fluid, transferring back and forth, none of the fluid that's under pressure escapes. So you can continue to transfer it back and forth. You're recycling the fluid, and water is cheap. So, like, recycle water. I love you guys. I do. So I'm going to put a link in the description to the GoFundMe, and you can go there right now, click on the link, and donate $5. And enough of you are going to do this that I'm going to be able to build this prototype and create energy. Like, I'll hook it up to a treadmill motor and make a generator, or I'll replace the motor on my trike scooter and use it to drive me down the road. But all this, like, everybody is looking for like such the complicated solution, like, oh, we're going to use electrolysis to separate hydrogen and oxygen, and we're going to use that to power a car. It's so clean burning that it only produces water. Well, that's kind of a complicated system, and you got to have like math and numbers, and I've come up with this really simple solution with pressurized water. Oh, I'm so excited, and I hate waiting. Please donate right now so I can build this right now. I love you tons, and I will see you soon.